Now on May 21st there are several fights on the O2 bill. There is the James DeGale against George Groves British super middleweight title fight. It's the fight that got the coverage when the night was announced, but it's not the big fight on the bill. The big hit, and it's a genuine big hit, is the WBO light heavyweight title fight between the champion Jürgen Braehmer and unbeaten Nathan Cleverly. It's been over a year in the making. Not easy, not by a long stretch. Now it's really been difficult to for Frank Warren to put this fight together. Thankfully, it's something to do with the fact that Braehmer looked like he might be going to prison. He didn't go to prison. Whew. So the fight is happening. It's a hard fight for both, an old-fashioned fight in many ways. And I'm delighted to say that Nathan Cleverly joins me on the line now. Good evening, Nathan.
Hi, Steve.
How are you, friend?
I'm fine, thanks.
How have the preparations been going down in Wales and also in Loughton, where you've been sparring with DeGale sometimes?
Yeah, it's been going good this time, unlike last fight.
Yes.
Prep first is spot on, so no complaints.
Now, I'm going to ask you about that last fight, Nath, because the fight before, the Cairo Murat fight back in September, you were brilliant. On 5 Live, we were singing your praises. You're going with a guy. I know it was a late replacement, and he had a different style, and he was awkward, and he was this, and he was that. But you seem to just lose... You just lost interest in the fight and just took unnecessary punches. And well, what went wrong that night, Nathan?
Well, it's one of those situations, Steve, where you come off such a good victory, such a high against Cairo Murat, and you're thrown in for another big fight in December, and that's quite soon. Normally you have quite a long break, and I hadn't quite come down from my high of the Murat fight.
Yeah.
And basically I was unmotivated in training. I give myself 8 weeks, but I was very unmotivated, and which it shouldn't happen, but it did, unfortunately. Unmotivated, and I carried it into the fight. So it wasn't ideal prep, and obviously the late change of opponent, so my mind was totally gone.
You still won comfortably. It's just that it was disturbing that a fighter like you, I didn't expect you to drift like that. I mean, there's certain fighters I'd expect to drift, but I didn't expect you to drift. So that's what was so strange about it.
To be honest, I think a lot of people wouldn't expect me to drift, but the only people who knows that I drift is my dad and trainer.
Oh, okay.
Because he can read me inside out, and he warned me. He said, by taking that attitude into the gym, it's going to step into the fight one day, and unfortunately he was right. but
the attitude for Braehmer, totally different situation.
Exactly, totally.
Absolutely different.
Training.
It's a hard fight.
Gone fantastic.
And it's a hard fight on paper, Nath, as well, isn't it? Let's not mince our words.
And this is why I am motivated. He's a real good champion, and I've got to go in and rip the belt from him. So I've got no option other than be on top form. And
you've been sparring. You've been doing these sessions with James DeGale, I'm hearing, which I'm told are quality sessions.
Yeah, they are. It's real top-class stuff. And DeGale fighting on the same night. He's a southpaw. He's a good operator.
Sure.
If you make mistakes, he can make you pay. So it's
perfect preparation.
Yeah, it's ideal. It's really ideal.
Listen, Nath, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. We're going to speak to you if I can. I'm going to get you at a press conference before the fight, 2 days before the fight.
Thanks, no worries.
No, and that's Nathan Cleverly preparing down there and also in parts of East London for his fight against Jürgen Braehmer on May 21st. Frank Warren's big show at the O2. I love that arena. Now,